Academic qualifications which were discovered to be forged. The case of perjury, which has been hanging on his neck ever since then, is yet to be dispensed with, even as he can no longer hide under immunity clause as a governor. Being the questionable character he is said to be, the only response Tinubu could give to the premeditated Lagos House Assembly ad hoc committee set up to clear him of the perjury charge raised against him by Chief Fawemi in 1999 was to admit full responsibility for some of the needless errors, whatever that means. He told the convoluted story to the Kangaroo Committee that as a result of the acrimonious primaries of the Alliance for Democracy in the run-up to the elections, that the information contained in both the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) form and the affidavit of loss of certificates was supplied by one of his political aides, Senator Tokunbo Afikuyomi. While the fraud spotted in the INEC form CF01 had exposed Tinubu as claiming that he attended St. Paul's Primary School, Aroloya, Lagos for his primary school education, the ad hoc committee helped him adjust it to the claim that he attended St. John's Primary School, Aroloya, Lagos. It was clearly a case of a grand fraud applied to cover an initial fraud, because all through the findings of the Kangaroo Committee, no mention was made of any testimony from any of Tinubu's classmates in the primary or secondary schools supporting his claim. One begins to wonder if Tinubu attended the school alone. In the INEC form CF01, to contest the 1999 elections, Tinubu made false claims that he attended Government College Ibadan. The detail was visibly omitted in 2003 when he ran for re-election. Hard as they try, the case has however refused to die, as questions have frequently been asked on what has happened. The irrepressible Senator Ogunlewe had asked then, did Tinubu lie under oath that he attended St. Paul's Primary School, Aroloya, Lagos, which was not and is not in existence, Government College Ibadan, and the University of Chicago? The inglorious role played by the State Assembly to aid and abet Tinubu in this grand deceit could only be compared to Emperor Nero playing on his harp while Rome burns. One begins to wonder the hold Tinubu has over the Assembly up to this present dispensation many years out of office. This is easily surmised with events that happened in 2007 after the inauguration of Fashola as governor of Lagos. Never in history has any parliament adjourned its official proceedings and marched to the private residence of a politician not holding public office to pledge the parliament unconditional allegiance to that politician. But that's exactly what happened in June 2007, immediately after the Lagos State Assembly was inaugurated by the governor, Raji Fashola, when 99% of the state parliamentarians rushed to Bola Tinubu's private residence to pledge the Lagos Parliament's allegiance to Bola Tinubu in his then private capacity, with the incumbent governor, Raji Fashola, merely looking on, having been pawned to remain in shock. Overlaying all of this is Bola Tinubu's absolute personal control of Lagos state government. Tinubu has turned Lagos into oceans of poverty containing islands of wealth. No wonder he still bears the appellation Governor General of Lagos. Whatever that means, your guess is as good as mine. A look at history will do us all good if we are to understand the narcissist nature of the man Tinubu. Tinubu's tenure as Lagos State Governor ended on 29th May 2007, and Babatunde Fashola of the Action Congress took office. Fashola had been Chief of Staff to Bola Tinubu and political godson of Asiwaju Tinubu. In April 2007, the federal government brought Asiwaju Bola Tinubu before the Code of Conduct Tribunal for trial over alleged illegal operation of 16 separate foreign accounts. In September 2009, the British Metropolitan Police were investigating a transaction in which the Tinubu-led Lagos state government made an investment in Econet, now Airtel. The federal government rejected a request by Britain to release evidence needed for further investigation and prosecution of the 3 Nigerian ex-governors in a London court. The perceived web of corruption allegedly created by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu while in power is worrisome, even after officially vacating office. By this, he effectively planted his cronies all over the machinery of governance and decision-making. Taxation is one of the means through which Tinubu has consistently enriched himself with the revenue of Lagos State. This has become not just a conduit of siphoning of state fund, but a tapestry of a grand master plan of corruption by one man. By the end of the tenure of Bola Tinubu, IGR was over 10 billion naira, and now under the governorship of Babatunde Fashola, IGR in Lagos State is over 200 billion naira per annum. Revenue collection in Lagos State was contracted out to private consultants called Alpha Beta under Tinubu, and they still continue to collect revenue under the Fashola administration. But why was Alpha Beta selected as the preferred consultant? Did the government invite consultancy bids for the contract? How many consultancy companies submitted bids for the contract? Considering that Alpha Beta has no known track record of revenue collection, what were the criteria used in selecting Alpha Beta? Tinubu's alleged ownership of Alpha Beta Consulting might explain his strong defense of the tax company. To the extent of reeling out Alpha Beta's resume, even when not directly prompted.
Interested in your relationship with Alpha Beta?
It's just like my relationship with Julius Berger. Like any other company doing business for Lagos. And it is extremely important and efficient. And we are building internal control from the ground up. They have exploited their knowledge in biometric, establishing a control system and re-engineer the finances of Lagos.
It is no surprise to see Tinubu rise in strong and spirited defense of Alpha Beta Consulting, his company. From 2000 to 2009, Alpha Beta allegedly took 15% of all tax revenues generated by the state of Lagos. In the past 5 years, it has taken 10%, which means that Alpha Beta has pocketed approximately 13% of our money during the governorships of Tinubu and Fashola. This is ridiculously scandalous in itself. Approximately 1.464 trillion naira has been raised in tax in the past 15 years. Monies which should clearly be invested back into the state, but it is not.